Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Welcome to Leverage. Welcome to Name, Image, Likeness. Governor Greg Abbott signing the Name, Image, Likeness bill into law, which will take effect come July 1st of this year. It's very, very exciting news for our student athletes in the state of Texas, for specifically the students we cover here at the University of Texas. And so I'm going to talk about just the enormous impact that this will have on college athletics. The world of college football is changing. I mean, many other states have already signed the name, image, likeness bill into place, and that is set to take effect. So as we transition into a new world, because the first video I made last week covering the 12-team playoff proposal, I told you guys these changes are going hand in hand. And it's crazy because Texas coming off a weekend of Arch Madness, all these recruits in here. We got the shout out to the college baseball team for advancing to the College World Series. Those boys made it to Omaha and did it in spectacular fashion. I believe they're the number one or the highest ranked remaining team left in the tournament, with Arkansas going down. So very excited for our boys and to see what they can do in Nebraska. But with all these exciting things going on, boom, Monday comes and we get name, image, likeness in play. So I'm going to share the graphic from the Texas Longhorn team. And while I'm sharing here, you guys make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So please jump on, show us some love. But I'm sure everybody saw from the Texas account, hey, Texas Longhorn account on Twitter, the announcement, as well as documenting and starting to outline and define what that leverage program is. And now they've done this before, I believe well over a year ago, where they've already kind of shown us what this program is in place, getting ready for, skating ahead of the puck, so to speak, of where things are going. So Texas already has this set up, ready to go. And now it is going to come into effect July 1st. So for those who have not heard about it or seen it, please read that here. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. But as the last sentence says, at Texas, we say what starts here changes the world. And with this major step in the future of college athletics, we look forward to helping our student athletes continue to do just that. Now, one of the things I want to highlight here is this is for all the athletes. I feel like we've been looking out of the lens of football, and football's, highest revenue generating sport, all the exposure, get it. But we got a baseball team that's going to the College World Series. And I can only imagine the opportunities and the branding that are happening for them now. But with this being in play and their ability to leverage their names and their credibility on the baseball field, what that would mean for those boys as they get more eyeballs on them, all the ESPN exposure, all the national coverage as they go there to determine who will be the national champion in baseball. That's amazing. You look at Tara Davis, who I've been covering on Instagram, and just tremendous young lady, and somebody who is, two-time indoor-outdoor national champion in a long jump, and I believe has a great chance to become a star at the Olympics this summer. I saw a tweet, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll say it anyway, that she believes she could have made at least $50,000 if name, image, likeness was in play during her time in school, just from some of the emails and some of the opportunities that could have been available to her in conjunction. And one of the things that this takes place is weaponizing their social media. And when I say weaponizing their social media engagements in terms of likes, retweets, exposure, eyeballs on their accounts, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything, Snap, TikTok, you name it. We saw the numbers from Sam Ehlinger last year I think he was almost $1 million of earning potential via his social media platform. So when we're talking about those type of numbers, now that's at the extreme high end for a player who was very, very popular because he played for Texas and he's the quarterback at Texas. His story, we know why Sam Ehlinger was so popular. Was he the best player in college football? No, but he was one of the more popular players, even more popular than, Justin Fields and some of these other guys in terms of the social media engagement. So when we're looking at that, the power of the dollar from an advertising perspective, from a marketing perspective, is incredible. And now looking at it on a local level, right? Charlie Collier, just from an Austin perspective, what she could have done locally, and now playing for Dallas in the WNBA, building her brand up. And that's actually something else I want to share, because I know from a Texas account, they focused on football here, but pick whatever sport you want in terms of what that means for these kids, right? So when I talk about the social media stuff, Texas being a global brand, having a global footprint, they're using Caden Stearns here as a great example, because we're talking about IG, we're talking about wallpaper, talking about game day announcements, a maximum exposure. You see that highlighted there in burnt orange. And then from the other aspect here where they use Colin Johnson, and these are just giving, basic examples, but the program of leverage, social media, financial literacy is something that has been highlighted, because we also don't want kids being taken advantage of or engaging in nefarious business deals. So they've set parameters on, how this program will work and how these kids will be able to create income based off of their names and their branding opportunities. But the possibilities are endless. And for everybody talking about Bagman season, I mean, you talk about Texas A&M as well, all schools, Houston. This is an exciting time. But me as a Texas fan, where we talk about the amount of money we throw around, we talk about the popularity of the program, contrary to what Mr. Paul Feinbaum might say about us being irrelevant. Exposure, social media, the dollars say otherwise. The eyeballs that people have on this program. Pay attention to the amount of people who are not Texas fans who claim to hate this program or a rival. I've learned more about leverage and name, image, likeness from them because of the announcements that I even have from the own Texas accounts, because it's threatening. It is threatening. I mean, look at every single player on this roster and how excited they are for this opportunity, because it's fair, it's right, and it's what should have been done in college football a long time ago. I'm not going to get on my soapbox talking about amateurism right now, but y'all know where I stand on that. People are threatened by this. Now, Texas is going to have to win games on the football field. And for those detractors out there that say it comes down to that, they are 100% right. It still comes down. This is a very powerful tool, and a tool that will help Texas as well as Clemson, as well as Alabama, as well as every single major program. Okay, it's the haves and the have-nots. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to success on the field. Now, again, that's why I brought up baseball as an example, because, again, this applies to all college athletes. Men, women's sports, maybe some women's sports that we're not super familiar with, but they have young ladies over there that are stars. Let them take advantage of the opportunities to grow their platform and their brand. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see Snacks Coburn, post something about Taco Deli or whatever his favorite Austin breakfast taco is, and getting some bread for it. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for, however it plays out. DeMarvin Overshaw on the Arm Bandit thing, like seeing him pop up in a Scott Elder ad or whatever. Like, who knows, right? And so these things are so exciting for the program. They've got to handle their business on the field. Steve Sarkisian, I'm glad he was there at the Dish to see the energy of what Texas looks like when we're good at something, and to see the support of the fan base when we're good. That's important. Think about if they do that at the level of the revenue generating monster that is the Texas football program. Or we're talking about Chris Beard, the excitement with the basketball program right now. Guys coming in left and right. Now you get NIL kicking into play July 1st. Let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. That's my energy right now. But let's not get caught up in the big bad wolf that is the NCAA. But at this point, they understand, society, where we are, as a country, when you have congressmen and governors stepping into play for people to make their money the way that they're supposed to, based upon what they can bring to the table. It's very, very exciting stuff. I can't wait to hear in the comments from you guys on how you feel about this, the NIL passing, and the opportunities that are out there. This is something that I will continue to talk about on this channel. I'm going to have other feedback on here, but this is just my immediate reaction to that news. And just some of the things I'm as you can see here, I'm still giddy about it because I'm excited for the kids. Yeah, we get to benefit as fans because, it's hopefully it brings more attention to our program. I also don't want the kid that's only going to come to Texas because we have better opportunities, blah, 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 for money. I also want them to come here to be a part of good culture, football program, check all those boxes. But with that being said, I'm really excited for these players and these kids. It's long overdue. Thank you for all those who fought the good fight to progress this forward. Thank you to the adults in the room and those who understood and wanted to be a part of something historic to move these forward for these young men and women. Very important. Anyway, y'all let me know in the comments how you feel. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get to 10K. Let's get it there in a hurry. I appreciate y'all. Remember, horns always up.